Welcome back. Welcome to our second quarterly stats meeting. Woo! Go and stand up, stand up. This is our belief system. You guys are not familiar with this, you need to come to team meetings. They're a lot of fun. So, win-win. Integrity. Do the right thing. Customers. Always come first. Commitment. In all things. Communication. Seek first to understand. Creativity. Ideas before results. Teamwork. Together everyone achieves more. Trust. Starts with honesty. Equity. Opportunities for all. And success. Results through people. Good job. Give yourselves a hand and have a seat. Have a seat. To the person beside you, I just want you to communicate to them and ask them, what are you seeing going on in the market right now? What are you seeing in the market? Thank you guys for coming today. Many of you all haven't seen it in a little while, and I'm super happy to see some of these faces in the room. This is our stats meeting. We are now renamed our stats meeting Market Matters. So if you knew about stats before, now it's called Market Matters, and welcome. We do this every quarter, usually the month after the quarter ends, so the next one will be in October. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I wanted to share with you all some awesome stuff I learned last week. Had to go do a mastermind about wealth building with Gary Keller and some friends, and these are the numbers. Keller Williams has created 3 billionaires and more millionaires than any other real estate company.
Love it.
3 billionaires and more millionaires than any other real estate company. So if you're out there talking to your friends, great, awesome, stay where you're at. We're here to make money, okay? And that's what we're going to learn today. Some stats that are going to empower you It's going to help you all have some information that you need when you're talking to your clients. There's going to be some deliverables that we'll have available for you for scripts, some social media things that we'll have available for you later on. And Steven, how are you doing today? Hey, Steven's back in the back. Hey, Steven, what's going on, Steven? What is this? Real quick, what is this about?
Use the QR code, scan that, and then you'll be able to have access to the entire presentation following.
There you go. So some of the graphs later on are going to be super small, so I'd encourage you to scan that, follow along with us. Hey, Michael, want to come join me? Awesome, awesome. Welcome, Michael New, up to the front. The man, the myth, the legend. Michael New. So where we're going today, we're going to talk about national numbers. We're going to talk about regional numbers, and then we're going to talk about some of the new things going on here at Keller Williams First Atlanta. Y'all ready for that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's break into some national numbers. So this is what's going on nationally. Our projection, or we ended the year last year of 5.4 million closed houses, and this is what we're looking at right now. When we started the year, the anticipation was a little bit over that 5 million mark that we would close at. We've now downgraded, NAR has now downgraded that to a little over 4.7 million is what we expect to sell nationally. So understand that they are downgrading basically what we're going to projected sales for the year. Got it? This is a graph that we've seen several times. We've updated this one that in 2022 right now our average home price is at $391.7 thousand. That's nationally. And understand the drive up in prices is because of this dip. That dip during the Great Recession, home prices took a nosedive. Right? We're at that yellow line is 4% increase over time. So we're just realigning home prices for what we lost during that dip. Do you see that?
Yep.
So this drastic home over appreciation that we're currently going through will slow down. And we're looking at the numbers right now that slowdown will happen. What do you think, Michael?
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Prices were low for a long time because supply was low, or supply was high and demand was low. So nobody could buy a home because they ran out of work. There's a bunch of reasons, and now we're catching back up to what a safe market would have been.
So we're finally we will be leveling out in the next couple of years. So this over appreciation that's happening will slow down. Okay, and it's already starting, and we'll see the numbers in just a second. So home price monthly, yet again, this is annualized. We're projecting that home prices nationally will end up about 470. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we're still at an increase in home prices nationally. Sorry, no. That's what closed last month, right? The average closed last month is
That's
470,000.
the median sales price, yes. For that.
Sorry, median.
No, this is national.
This is national. Yeah. Still national numbers. Months of supply. We love this graph because it puts in perspective everything's going on. So since 2003, here's the months of supply. We see, excuse me, not 2008. That's 83. 83.
Yeah.
10.5, 10.8 months worth of supply all the way over here. And we're looking last year, we had 2.2 months is where our median was, and we're at 2.9 months. So you feel that uptick a little bit. We're going to see that more in our local numbers. But definitely we're seeing nationally that uptick back to a more of a normalized market. See it? Months of supply monthly. We had a very, very low supply nationally in January. That's crazy numbers. 1.5 months worth of inventory nationally. It's ticked up, and now we're almost at 3 months. You see that? That uptick, I expect to keep on going. Where are we going to end up, Michael?
This year, probably 3 or 4%. Eventually, you hope to get to a balanced market, which is around 6%.
Yeah. So the Goldilocks zone for your business is between 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7 months worth of inventory. That's the Goldilocks zone. Okay? Because you're able to do the actions and activities in your business that get more business, and things you're able to sell, people are able to buy. It's the Goldilocks zone. Okay? We have issues when we get to this month's worth of inventory because sellers can sell, but maybe they don't have anywhere to go. We have issues when we're in this kind of situation where we have way too much inventory because people have no motivation to sell. So understand that we're heading back towards a normal market. So when you hear that there's a downward decline in the real estate market, your conversation needs to be that no, we're heading back towards a normal market. Got it? We're actually increasing in months of inventory, and that's good news for everybody. Distressed sales. Hey Michael, where do I go find a distressed sale?
There's none.
Nowhere. Nowhere. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There's still no distressed sales. So I love that you guys are looking into foreclosure into short sales. Keep on looking. They're not there yet. They might show up at some point. There's just too much equity that's been built in the houses over the past 2 years for things to turn around and end up in foreclosure, end up in short sales. That's what it looks like right now. Home value annual appreciation. I love this graph too. We see a huge dip right here, 2008, 9, 10. Great Recession. Great Recession, that's what happened then. That's when home prices took a nosedive, or home values took a nosedive and decreased 10 to 12% nationally. This is also the fear that was created there is the same fear that's getting you to click on all those dang articles that you see online, because they're playing on that fear. And they're saying, oh, is this the same market that happened 2008? No, it's not at all. Not at all. Because last year we had appreciation nationally at 19%. Locally, it was 18 to 22% depending on the area. This year we're at 10% right now?
14 locally. Yeah.
Locally 14%, nationally 10%.
Yes.
So the story that you need to be able to tell is, our home value is going to fall. The question is, our home value is going to fall. The story you need to be able to tell to your folk is that no. Right now.
Well, they're gonna.
Right now.
get a-
Because
Go back to normal.
there's,
Level off.
they'll
Yeah.
level off, okay? But for home prices to reverse and like plummet like they did 2008, 9, and 10, we have to go into a very heavy buyer's market. We're talking 8, 9, 10, 11 months worth of inventory. We're at 3 nationally,
Yes.
okay? So to go from 3 to 9 months worth of inventory, that's a big jump. And then you'll see equity reverse. But too much equity has been built over the past couple years in people's houses. And like I was showing that first graph, that swing, we're gonna level off. So we hit 20%-ish appreciation last year. We're gonna hit 14-ish this year. The year after we'll probably hit single digits, and then we'll be back into kind of a level market, 5, 6, 7% of appreciation. Does that make sense? The understanding of that concept will massively help your clients, both buyers and sellers, okay? So our home value is going to fall. In most markets, there is not enough inventory to cause a fall in home values. With double-digit appreciation this year and last year, even if prices were to fall slightly, most homeowners are sitting in a much better position than they were pre-pandemic. Understand that people's values previously, before pre-pandemic, are drastically lower than they are today. So even if that seller sees that his neighbor's house sold 6 months ago across the street for $100,000 over, your communication with that seller is to show them that, hey, you've still got a ton of value in your house. Just because that maybe it sold for a little bit over, we can still sell your house in a premium market. This is still a seller's market. Understand? Great. So mortgage rates, we have overused this graph. We will continue to use this graph ad nauseum. Please post sparingly. People are getting tired of interest rates graphs. Interest rates, 2000, what is that, 1978, 8, 79, 80, 81, that's when we had that huge peak. A mortgage rate, 16.64 was the peak there. We're now looking at, right now our average mortgage rate is 4.61%. The average across the board is 7.81%, historically since 72 or 71. Got it? Monthly mortgage rates, we can see that happens. So this is the beginning of 2022. 2022 began there, okay? So out of the gate, we started this uptick of interest rates. This is a fun graph. You could post that one. We haven't seen that one in a while, so your people might. Huge uptick. So mortgage rates weekly, yet again, beginning of 2022, beginning there, just that gradual increase over the year. And this is the T-note versus mortgage rates. Understand that mortgage rates follow the T-note. The T-note historically was super high there in the 70s again, and we're taking back up the T-note because the T-note follows the Federal Reserve. So just real quick, interest rates wise, will interest rates continue to climb?
Yes.
Yes. Right? Even tomorrow, who would say no? I love the optimism. And even tomorrow, the Federal Reserve should be announcing some sort of rate increase.
75 basis
Okay?
points.
So potentially 75 basis points. Almost a full point increase. Have you communicated that to your clients yet? Have you communicated that to your buyers, your sellers, the people that are out there? You all need to have your pulse on the numbers daily as to what's going on in the market. We'll have a discussion in just a second as to why we keep on climbing with that, but that may be coming to an end sooner than later, but that's my crystal ball. Affordability index, when you're looking at this, it's actually upside down. The down number is bad, the up number is good, okay? So it was more affordable to buy a house in January 2021. It cost then 13.8% of payment of the income. It currently costs 24.4% payment of as a percentage of income.
We don't
This
want
is national. This is still national. So understand that affordability is going down. It's less affordable to purchase a house right now than it was in the, January 2021. And it's still a good time to purchase a house, okay? The Affordability Act, like I said, read this upside down. Up numbers are good, down numbers are bad. So it's still a really great place as far as the affordability index goes to purchase a house. Even interest rates the way they are, it's still a good time. Any
Yeah,
comments on that?
if you look during the recession before, even though prices were low, nobody had jobs, nobody had income, so affordability was low. So it's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah. Love it. Loan delinquencies. The green is residential, the blue is commercial, the gold or yellow is credit cards. Still, we're at a pretty low mark as far as loan delinquencies go. You can see that peak in 08, 9, 10 when the Great Recession happened. People are still paying the bills. Yep. And that's also why you're not going to find many foreclosures and short sales. Okay. Annual GDP. So annualized, we see 09 a negative GDP nationally 2.6%. Last year is negative 3.4%. Right? What happened last year? Or, sorry, 2020. COVID. Right? A micro recession. So understand, you all have been through a recession. Do you understand that?
A few months.
Correct. It was the smallest recession in U.S. history, but you all went through it. Is in 2020. So you all have been through recession before. So any of you all think about recession, having some like fear and anxiety, you've already been through one in the past 2 years, right? Welcome to the, well, we're gonna talk, no fear, we're not gonna do anything there. So last year, GDP shot back up because we were making up for 2020, and then GDP this year, we're looking at 3.1% increase in GDP, so we're leveling out. Quarterly, and this is where the story begins, and this is where Michael and I have debates, and we have to arm wrestle for this one. So quarterly, Q1, we had a negative GDP of 1.6%. Q2, we don't know yet, but who's saying this?
This is a projection from the Atlanta Fed. I've seen this, they went with negative 1.8% change over last quarter, but I've seen numbers as high as a positive 0.8. So it's up in the air till Thursday.
Yeah, so Thursday we'll know for sure, right? The traditional old definition of recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. Mako says there's an updated definition. Can you tell me what that is?
It's complicated.
See, he can't even say it. He doesn't like. He can't even like.
It's like that
talk
new
about
math.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
That's
a lot more
kids in the
inputs,
math these days.
But they say there's no technical one number, but essentially jobs have to be affected. There's a bunch of different things that they look at, not just 2 consecutive.
Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. I said it was basically. Anyway, it's when you're playing the game, you change the rules as to what definitions are, so
Right.
whether or not you're like.
They
in a
changed it
recession
in
or not.
2008, so that
So-
kind of tells you.
By the definition, we're not in a recession, but whatever. So let's look at inflation real quick. This is the consumer price index. So the bluish greenish is the price for goods and services including energy. Okay, the yellow is excluding energy. So not heat gas, but gas, fuel, any kind of fuel costs. You see the difference there? So if you're looking for the affordability of just living and buying goods and services has increased that much since 61. You see those huge peaks, 74, 79, 80. So we're seeing another peak because of the inflation drive up. This is since 1990. Yet again, this is the biggest kind of increase since 1990 in the consumer price index. This is the default kind of inflation index, if you will, is just the ability for people to afford goods and services. Got it? So without energy prices in there, it's still higher than it has been over the past couple decades.
Can you put some kind of explanation on there that the yellow one doesn't include energy costs and the green one includes the energy costs?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, because, if you don't know what core CPI is.
Right.
Yeah.
You're up the creek.
That's a motto I live my life by. You don't know what core CPI is yet. Inflation-wise, monthly, same situation. You're looking at the month-to-month. Still, inflation is increasing. Okay. Inflation is continuing to climb. We're not totally sure. If you're looking at inflation, you can't point to one thing and say that's what's causing inflation. That's the mystery about inflation. And also the reason that we can't pull one lever and stop inflation. Got it? It's energy prices, it's home prices, it's goods and services, it's supply and demand. Like it's the encompassing of the economy that's what's causing inflation. What the Federal Reserve is doing is attempting to break the back of inflation. And it's doing that by raising interest rates. It will continue to raise interest rates until it knows that inflation has stopped. You understand that? Here's the problem. They're not going to know if it stopped until they've raised it too high. Okay?
Yes.
So they're going to have rear view mirror numbers, and they may do 2 or more point increases and realize, oh wait, we stopped inflation 2 quarters ago. Got it? So help your clients understand the fact that the interest rates are going to continue to climb until inflation settles down, and the Federal Reserve will overplay their hand in increasing rates to stop inflation because they want to stamp it out. Got it? We talked about this last time. The greatest threat to democracy is inflation. Period. Because it makes the rich richer and the poor poorer.
Yes.
Those who own properties right now, they have gained by inflation more value or more equity. Those who do not own any properties have gotten poor and they continue to get poor because they can't afford price goods and services. Do you see that?
Yes.
So it is at the utmost importance to this country that they stop inflation. Otherwise, there'll be riots on the street and all kinds of fun stuff. Just kidding, there really won't be riots on the street. that's really
Don't hold your breath.
So the needle that the Fed is also trying to thread is that they're doing this without causing a major recession. They want to cause a recession, but not so crazy that it puts a lot of people out of work. And this is the key that's going to help them do that. So if you look at unemployment, there's some craziness going on with the unemployment numbers right now. So the blue line is,
Unemployment.
Unemployment.
oh, there it is. Okay, unemployment. And then the purple line is job openings. So as you can see, they, for the most part, they're separated and have been separated for a while. And we've made a crossover here recently. Michael, what else about this graph that you were telling me earlier?
So you can see typically as unemployment or job openings decrease, unemployment increases. But here it's flipped and you've got low unemployment but a bunch of job openings. And that's what's keeping us out of,
A big recession.
yes. Because unemployment's still low, everybody's still got money in their pocket, nobody's nervous.
Yep. And one of the largest indicators as to whether or not we're in a recession or not is whether people fear their jobs, okay? If they fear losing their jobs and they're scared they might lose their job, like that's kind of the first kind of quake, if you will, in a recession, earthquake, if you will. So right now, there's a lot of jobs still out there. And that divide, this is a graph just zoning in on that divide. So job openings are continuing to increase and unemployment is continuing to decrease. Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of controversy about how those job openings are counted, because the types of jobs that are available are not the same that were available 5 years ago.
Yes.
And a lot of the
Exactly.
employment is not full-time, so.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
controversy.
And there's people taking on 2 full-time jobs right now too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are a lot of,
So those are not, those
So the
skew
numbers
those
look better than
too.
they are on this.
right. and
They're still better
some
they are,
of-
but they're still, even taking that consideration. So say we're talking about outliers. So if we take outliers and consider into the numbers and statistics, it's only gonna move this fractionally, right? It's not gonna change it half of the amount. We still have a huge gap. Where is the gap coming from though? Why is the number of job openings continue to increase? It has to do with the generation.
Yeah, we old fogies are retired.
The people who were
That's it.
paying for everything that were out.
Yeah, that's it. That's the opportunity, right?
What'd she say?
Say that again?
The people that are paying for everything are going out, is what she said.
I think there are people that just dropped out of the market in general, finding a job.
People who have
It's just-
strong work ethics,
Yeah.
come from a generation of working hard.
Yes.
Here we go. So, the boomers, America's gift to, God's gift to America.
Right.
The
Amen.
boomers are retiring and moving out of their job positions, okay? And those job positions are being left open because there's not skilled people, labor behind them usually to fill some of those job positions. Understand? So that's why there's such a gap. But this could be the saving grace from us dropping into a major recession. Because with people able to still get jobs and job openings still open, the Federal Reserve can use a heavy hand right now with inflation numbers and still not cause us to go into a major recession. So I just wanted to stop real quick on these numbers to help you all understand, like when you hear conversations in the news or what you're watching and you're talking to your clients, this is great ammunition to help them understand when they hear the word recession. We want a recession. Understand that. We want a recession. The recession will stop inflation. Got it? We just don't want a big recession. We want a little one, a little baby recession.
We get to pick that.
We do, yes. It's a multiple choice. So that's what the Federal Reserve is trying to do. It's trying to land a plane basically on a postage stamp. So and that's what's going on with the numbers, and that's what you're seeing on there. Any comments? Okay, cool. So is there a recession? The answer is maybe, potentially. It feels like kind of one, but not really just yet. We'll probably know in another quarter or two whether or not we're actually in a recession. Well, we'll know from the numbers, but things are still moving. Here's the thing though. At this point, here's the script. At this point, no, there's still too few homes for those wanting to buy until that supply-demand levels out, then there will not be a bubble. Here's what I want y'all to take away with. Is there a recession? Who cares? Okay? Who cares? In a recession, there are 2 times to make a crap ton of money, and I'd be cussing if I wasn't in here. There are 2 times that make a crap ton of money. When the market's going down and the market coming up.
Yep.
You guys are right here. And you guys are watching the news and listening to your neighbors and listening to everybody around you talking way too much about the negative recession and getting scared to go do your job. Got it? This is where you take market share. This is where you get rich. okay? The other time is here. We're not there yet, but you guys are here. So you need to take this information about recession, understand the recession is your opportunity. Go make money. I've been coaching an agent for the past few months to lean into this. To go do more business, to keep on working, He texted me yesterday, has 4 under contract and 2 new listings this past week.
Yeah.
Okay? The opportunity is here. It's here. We're going to look at some numbers here in a little bit about how maybe some numbers have gone down. Who cares? Is there a recession? Who cares? You all have the opportunity right now to take a ton of market share because the agents out there are scared. They don't know what's going to happen. They aren't looking at the numbers. They're not in this room, and they're going to be acting out of fear. You guys are going to be acting out of knowledge and being able to take a ton of market share in the next few months. So this is it. This is your opportunity. Awesome? Cool.
Awesome.
Good. Anything else on national numbers? Okay, thank you, Michael. Woo! So, turn to your partner. What are you seeing in the national? What are you seeing in the local? What are you seeing? Turn to your partners. What are you seeing? Oh, you already said that question. Keep on talking. Good job. Hey Carl, what were some ahas in this past section?
It's time to go sell. This is the market of champions. Who's with me?
Yes!
Yes!
Love it. Anybody else were some ahas from the national section? Some ahas. What
Don't
was
all
some
jump at
stuff
once.
from the national section? What was some ahas y'all saw that you didn't realize was going on?
Well, I think foreclosures are coming. They're coming. Big time.
Potentially.
I don't think so. I think the way, in regards to foreclosures, maybe possibly, but there's so much equity in homes that they're gonna sell before they're gonna, that's my.
I think in 18 months we'll have a different conversation about foreclosures, but yeah.
Well, what I noticed with the foreclosures, because that's what I used to do, a lot of them are going into foreclosure if they use hard money loans. So you have investors who didn't know how to invest, and so those are the foreclosures that's actually out there.
Love
So
it.
that's what I noticed.
Good point. Interesting.
Any other ahas? Okay, let's jump into local. Local residential. Hey, Cara, guess what happened this past quarter?
John Mark, what happened?
Well, Keller Williams sold 18.5% of the entire Atlanta market. Good job, guys. You guys killing it as usual. So it's great to be with a company that does that much business. The other great things are all the other companies. So there you go. Yeah.
Is that
All KW.
All KW.
All
not
KW.
just
Yeah.
Wells Group?
Yeah,
not just-
all KWs.
All KW.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
all
units
Keller's
or
market.
Well, that's fine.
So, yeah, we'll pull it all together.
Yes.
So understand you guys are killing it out there. So let's talk about some numbers going on. This is a phenomenal website. I would love for you all to visit. It's called Atlanta Regional Commission. They put out a growth trajectory for the Atlanta area. Okay. Hey, Cara.
Say again, Atlanta?
Atlanta Regional Commission.
Yes.
you.
And the itty bitty right down there.
Yeah.
So what they're saying, right, you can read the fine print, is that in Atlanta, we will potentially add 2.8 million people by 2050, which is basically like adding Metro Denver to our market.
Yeah.
What that means is we're going to become the 6th largest city in the country.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dustin. I love that.
So the potential for growth in the Atlanta area is astronomical. Just wrap your head around the fact that the entire population of Denver is about to move here in the next 20-ish years.
That's over 8.5 million people, right?
So there's a ton of opportunity for us to continue to grow. like I said, go to Atlanta Regional Commission. It breaks down into like areas, what growth areas are the best, where do they see a lot of people, more people moving than others. So marketing campaigns, farming campaigns. It's a great resource to help you all to really zone into where you want to go.
Is that number just people coming into the market, or is that organic growth as well? People growing into the market?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Yes. It's a great question.
Yes.
I love that question. It's a good question. And it's for the entire Atlanta area. It's not just Metro Atlanta, it's the entire Atlanta area. So, cool. Okay, let's just jump into some stuff. So, bottom of the market, January 2009. Who was the realtor in 2009? Awesome. Thank you. So you all have gone through some fun as well.
So much. It was so fun.
I told you all before, I got my real estate license in February 2009 because, you know, why not? Active listings at that point was 31,000 active listings. June was 7,000 active listings. Carl, what's the day on the market?
Can we just look at this? It was 145. Now we're looking at 9 days on market. So if you are currently sitting on a listing that is 20, 30, 40 or more days on market, what should you be doing with that listing? Yes.
Yeah.
And if you've got a listing coming on the market, what does that say we need to do?
Price it right.
Price it right. Absolutely.
Hey, Carl, what's the average days on market?
9 days.
Sorry, in a normal market,
Oh!
what is the average days on market?
So in a normal market, we're looking. That's a great question, John Mark. Thank you so much for asking.
I'm here for you.
It's about 30 to 45 days on market, right? We're not in a normal market.
Hey, real quick, what is the average days on market in the normal market?
30 to 45 days.
Everybody hear that? Yeah. The normal market is 30, 45 days. Raise your hand if you remember those days. Oh man, it was so great. It was so great. Here's what's going on. Okay, when you read the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, in the book, Gary talks about a 3-to-1 transaction. Okay, so for every listing, you should have 3 transactions from every listing.
Yep.
The listing sells, they have to move somewhere, and if you market it correctly, that you've usually got somebody else attracted to the house. Okay. For all intents and purposes, we've been doing a market for the past 2 years with only a 1-to-2 ratio.
If that.
If that, right? So they sell their house, they may move somewhere, they may rent, and you're definitely not marketing long enough to get that third transaction.
Right.
So we're about to go from a 1-to-1 or 1-to-3 ratio, or sorry, 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 ratio back to a 1-to-3 ratio. Because you'll have more time to market your properties and attract more customers. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's why we're excited about this market that's coming up, is that we're normalizing things and going back to when your works and efforts are not addition, it's multiplication.
Yes.
Where you're going to triple the amount of business you get from the amount of work that you put in. Right now, you guys are working your asses off. You're still working your asses off. And some of you are so tired, you've been on like vacation for the past 6 months. I get it. I understand. And if you apply the same work ethic that you have been applying for the past 2 years to a current market, you're going to triple your income. Make sense? Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Listing history. The active is the grayish bars. The sold is the red bars, and the months of supply is that little black line. And then balance the market is that green line right there. So 6 months is a balanced market. Anything under is seller's market. Anything above is a buyer's market. Cool. Listings. Hey, Carl, what's this?
So this is in your first 14 days. So the median sales to original list price, right? This is the number sold. So take a look at this graph. What should this be telling us about how we price property?
It's more important than ever.
It's more important than ever. Thank you, Lisa. Price it right the first time. That's it. That's it.
So we're seeing that if you price it correctly, in between 3 and 5 days you're getting sold, you're getting over list price 105% over list. If you price it correctly. And on average, it's still
88%.
Yeah. 88% are still selling over list price. 1.3% is over. So 1.3% over list price is what on average things are selling for if you price it correctly. Got it? So pricing is the theme that you're going to be seeing over the next few graphs. and its utmost importance in a current market. So incidences of price reduction, my favorite price range is between my $300 and $500 right there.
That's his favorite price range.
It is my
That's not
favorite
mine.
price range. So the second Q2 of last year is gray, Q2 of this year is red. So incidence of price reductions in that price range last year was 12.3%. This year, incidence of price reduction is 16.2%. So in that price range, basically all I'm saying is that people have been overpricing their houses and they're having to reset prices up to the tune of 16% of people doing this. Why do you think it is that 500,000 and above that we don't have that many price reductions?
There's not enough houses.
It also is interesting that there were a lot last year, maybe those people got the hint that they need to price it right.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones were a little spoiled with pricing it high and selling it.
Yeah.
And I will say too, remember, being in a skill-based market, if you are unsure of price, look at everyone around you. You've got agents who can give you great feedback. Caravans are coming back, right? If you are unsure, seek the expert feedback that we have in this room so that we can help you put it at best price to help you make the most amount of money for your clients.
So, like you were saying, speculation-wise, there's still a lot of crazy demand. I mean, there's still crazy demand on all the price points, but for the most part, they're being priced more correctly, 500,000 and above. Okay. This is the percentage of price reduction. So when there was an incident of price reduction, so for instance, my favorite price range was 500,000. So when there was an incident of price range, it was reduced 4% over what the list price was. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it was little bit 4% reduces what the reduction was.
This is also a really good stat. If you've got a client who wants to overprice, use this, and now you can actually look at their price range and say, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, after 10 days, if we don't have X number of showings or if we're not under contract and we need a price reduction, you can expect to net this much less money. The cost of not pricing it right is X number of dollars. So how about we price it right today?
Perfect. Love it.
Love a good script. All
Love a
right.
good script. Also, as we go through these slides, you guys are looking at under $100,000. Like, what's going on there? There's not a large enough data set to give us accurate numbers. Okay. So there's like 4 houses that have sold. So that's why the numbers are like, what? And that's also why we're not going to really talk about it. But those are outliers. We'll see in a little bit. It's kind of over luxury, like 3-ish plus million and above. Yet again, a small data set. So that's why you see those numbers a little skewed. So price reduction effect days on market for those who priced it correctly. In my price range 3 to 5,000, 7 days on market. If it was not priced correctly, 46 days on market. So people were chasing the market
Down.
with price reductions. So yet again, we're going from a speed market.
Yeah.
We're going from the speed agent market, the first agent to the listing or got the business, to a skill-based market. The agents who have this skill set will win this current market. So if you have not practiced the skill set of pricing your house correctly, like Carl was saying, come to a class, talk to an agent who knows how to price things correctly. But pricing your house correctly is paramount right now to being able to get things sold.
Can I make an observation?
Yeah, of
With that
course.
previous slide? I think this market also, we've seen a lot of really challenging homes, like homes that wouldn't typically sell in a normal market.
Yeah.
Or- I think that represents a lot of those difficult homes,
Mhm.
homes that are on landfills, homes that are on
Sure,
power
yeah,
lines, all
yeah.
that stuff. And if you think about it, they're actually selling according to normal market days on market.
Correct, yeah.
So
That's a great observation, yeah.
if you're going after, like if there are homes to be sold, like bad homes to be sold, this is definitely the market to
Yeah.
Yeah.
get it done.
Right.
Yeah.
Before it shifts.
Where you used to be a winter home, right now you're selling like hotcakes in
So
spring.
basically, even the wonky homes are
Yeah.
selling on average.
And,
Really time it'll sell.
Going back to what Clara said, she said caravans are coming back.
Yeah.
I think what Lisa and I are experiencing is better quality caravans. We're seeing a lot of pricing caravans, invitation, to come to that pricing
Yep.
caravan, not just for the general public, for somebody who doesn't work that area,
Right.
but for the agents who work that area. Let's all powwow, and you get first dibs at the house,
Yeah.
Right.
and let's come up with the right price so we can all win.
I just thought it was, I showed for Eric Baker out-of-state clients, and out of the 20, let's say 3 or 4 homes we looked at, 3 of them went under contract, the rest are all still available.
Yeah.
And
So-
it was like, I mean, you see 23 homes in an area, you get a sense of where the pricing should be, and it's just interesting. Homes that are not renovated, which unfortunately seems to be my special niche this year, do not move. Homes that are turnkey still go.
Still have
Yes.
The other thing that I think is really interesting, Lisa, is the fact that A, you had 23 homes to show.
True.
Right?
Never,
Even that
I haven't
is-
shown that in 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
I was texting Eric Baker saying, I will never volunteer for you when you're out of
So for those of you that can't hear what Lisa just said, she was showing houses for another agent, and he was incoming, correct?
Incoming, and I've never
Incoming.
been to Cumming in my life, I didn't even know where it was.
There were 23 homes available to show the client.
It was
3 went under contract. How
With
quickly?
it, by the time I showed Friday, by Sunday, I was like, we have an offer.
So before the end of the weekend, they're already under contract. So we're saying, number one,
That's
for your clients who are
15%.
afraid about inventory, she had 23 homes. When was the last time we had that? I mean,
You're incoming.
And that was.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, but.
Agreed. And
I gotta tell you,
And
I
I
was
get some
showing,
slides though, where
I
you
was
see
showing
people are
750 to
migrated.
850.
Yeah.
And we
So-
saw everything, at 24 homes, yeah, that's a lot, but I gotta tell you, it's expensive to live out in the country. I mean-
So we'll show you on just a second. There's a migration right now happening from inbound to out. And we'll talk about those slides in just a second. So, also the point that Angie and Lisa were making is that if you are pricing in an area, ask on Facebook, ask around. Who else has sold a house in this area? Who else has priced a house in this area? It would be helpful. Susan?
I'm also finding a lot of people that weren't sure what they wanted to do in this market are now saying, I want to sell my house. And like Lisa said, she showed 23 and 3 are gone. 20 of those people feel like the market's so hot. When you tell them you need to really clean, you need it clear, you need to do this. I mean, you just look at pictures online and, you know,
Oh my
people
God,
are
terrible.
listing garbage that we would have never put on the market 2 years ago.
Okay, I love you guys. Masterminds
All
are
right,
on
moving on.
Tuesdays at team meeting. Come join us. So total failed listing percentage. So yet again, back to our price point. Q2 is 2021 with the gray, 3 to 500,000. So total failed listings, 88.2% of that price range. We have failed listings, houses listings that did not sell at all, up to 11%. Okay, pricing, other situations that might be going on with that, but understand that it's still an uptick over last year.
Yeah.
So overall sales, okay, the black line is 2020, the gray line is 2021, and the red line is 2022.
We are trending.
What do you see?
Units down.
Interesting, isn't it? Okay,
They said we were gonna be.
yeah.
Yep.
So
There's no inventory.
here's this graph puts you as an agent at a crossroad.
You can go one or
Mental.
two ways. One or two ways.
You got 2 ways to go. You can use this as an excuse, or you can use this as a mandate to get more business. Because a lot of you will see this and then justify in the back of your minds, like, well, of course I can't get as much business as I want to. Look what the market's going on in the market. We're still selling thousands of homes every month, guys. What's your goal? 25, 30, 40? 4,000 sold last month. I think you're good. So don't use this graph just because there might be a local or national downtick in the market for you all to have an excuse to give yourselves to not go after more business. Houses are still being sold. Houses are still being listed. And those who lean into the market, like I said before, are the ones who are going to take this market share. So monthly sales, a little bit of a downtick from last year. We'll probably end up lower at the end of the year than we were the year before.
Yeah.
Still in a good place though.
Plus, I was gonna say, plus with prices going up, right?
Yeah.
So what I heard you say, John Mark, is you can either take yourself off the hook, right, for where you're at in your business, or you can decide today to take ownership and take market share, right?
That's it.
That's it. Love it.
Love it. So sales price, sold over list price, 3 to 500,000. We had 72.7% of all those listings sold over list price in Q2. Okay, and the most we had was 750 to $1 million. About 80% sold over 100%.
That's over 10,000 properties, right? Think of the multiple offer potential that's been sitting in there. And if you have not found yourself in one on the list side, now's the perfect time to go get into a multiple offer situation.
So numbers sold by price range. The gray is last year, the red is this year. We see basically that we have a little bit of a decline here in the 300,000 or 500,000, but we see an uptick in all these others. So there's a little bit of uptick to 5 to 750, a little bit up to 750 to 900. Okay, huge downtick in 200 to 300,000. This is that graph, but put in a more readable way. So between 300 and 400, 499, 500,000, 6,000 houses sold. Is that this entire year, just Q2?
I think it's just Q2.
Just Q2, okay.
It's just Q2, but you can see in the second, if you top half of the price point, right, how numbers are going up. So again, this is also a great opportunity to raise your average price point. So if you've been looking to make a difference to your bottom line, that's another great way to do it, is figuring out, how do I get into the next bracket? Do I need to invest in farming? Do I need to invest in open houses at a higher price? What does that conversation need to look like to get you into the next bracket of pricing?
And also, this is attributed to also the fact that over the past 2 years, we've increased values of almost 30+%. Okay, so that's also a reflection of what's going on. Median days on market. Last year on our price range, we had 4 days, 8 days median on market. We have 9 days now. A little bit of an increase, not crazy. This is the outlier I was talking about. There's something going on. We got some outlier numbers here, so that's why we have 40 days of market last year. We only have 12.
And thank you, Michael, because there's like 4 houses that have created that graphic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what that number's for. So seller paid closing costs. I know you guys are thinking that these are unicorns. However,
I knew I was waiting for that one. What's that?
this is actually a little bit more common than we were realizing.
Yep.
So in Q1, 40% of all the homes that were sold in Q1 had seller paid closing costs. I mean, it could have been $1, right?
And
there was some seller paid.
But don't you think that's
A lot of that is repairs.
Yeah, for
Short
sure.
time frames, I never get repairs, I always get
So
cash.
31% is this past quarter. On average, this is the average per price range. On average, about 3,000 is what the concessions are. So whatever, it might be repairs, it might be something like that. There's a 3,000 is kind of what the concessions are.
And if you are not asking for them, start. Right? Represent your client to the fullest. Don't take a limiting mindset and put it on them. Go ask for it. You are master negotiators. If you're not, become one. Right? Get more money.
But if you have to be very specific here, because if you are in a multiple offer situation,
Right,
and
you
you
can't
come
ask
with
for it.
closing costs, your client will probably is gonna lose this deal. So
Wait till you go under contract and then sell.
Yes.
But
That's the way I do
that's
it.
where
Yeah.
most of this is coming from.
I think that is really important, right? So we're talking about a skill-based market, and you're right. When you're in a multiple offer situation, you're writing the cleanest possible offer with little to no, right? I think gone are the days of giving up our appraisal totally, for the most part, depending on price point. However, there's nothing to stop you once you go under contract from making the ask. What's the worst thing the other side is going to say?
No.
They're going to say no. Okay, at least you know you did everything to represent your client.
Yeah.
Do we have any stats on due diligence periods?
Michael?
That's a good one.
Do we have any stats on due diligence?
But those have gone, I'm up to 7 days.
They're not. Yeah.
Let us get back
There's
to
not
you.
they're not accurate in MLS. The thing is, like, we don't have accurate numbers where people are saying that, and the numbers are going to be skewed. We might have
You can ask what everyone's doing or seeing, but that's about it.
So seller paid closing costs, dollar amount paid. We're looking at 3 to 500,000. Last year was the middle gray, 3,000-ish or so.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I just went over this one. That's $3,000 what the average
Get the money.
closing cost is. So annual median sales price. This is the uptick in the sales price in our area. So right now our annual median sales price is at $435,000. So that uptick, if you look at that uptick over the past 2 years, look at that. So 2020, we are at $315,000.
Crazy.
We're all the way up to $435,000. Got it?
I want to point something out, because earlier you were talking about the clickbait and the media and what we're reading, and a lot of what we're seeing or hearing is that housing prices are going down, right? Or there are less houses being sold. What this tells you is we actually had a 20% increase from 2020 to 2021. We still had, did the math, thank you, Michael, a 14.5% increase, okay? Prices are not falling, they are appreciating, however, they're appreciating more slowly. So for your clients who are reading or hearing about the negative press, that is an opportunity to explain, oh no, prices are still appreciating, right? And even though it has slowed down, the value of the home is still going up.
Yeah.
It's a good twist to put for your clients who are trying to get out of the market right now.
Yeah. So, and that appreciation will start to level off after this year. So we had 20% last year, we'll have about 15% this year. Next year, probably in single digits. The year after that, we'll probably back to a normal appreciation level. Distressed homes, they're there.
We'll talk about it in 12 to 18 months, we'll see what's up.
Supply comparison to last year. So let's see, we're at, right here at 1.2 months worth of inventory.
Top and the bottom.
And then we're at 1 month here. Sorry, I reversed that. So the red is the current period, 1.5 months is what we're currently in. On average, we're 1.4 months worth of inventory across the board. Okay. That luxury market is in 4.5 months worth of inventory.
That's the highest I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Understand, we'll talk about luxury in just a little bit. Understand that there's a different twist you need to be talking to your folk in if you're in the luxury market. We'll talk about luxury in just a bit. Let's see, percentage of sale over list price versus supply. Supply sells for list price over there. There's no supply. Don't people pay more? That makes sense, right? Good. Okay, next. Median days on market. Days on market. Cool. There's less days on market because there's less supply. Makes sense.
Demand is
right?
up.
Okay, good.
Go.
Everything's down. Good. Percentage price reductions is the red, and then you have the supply in months. Again, it makes sense as to why that's correlated. If you don't have many months of supply, then you're going to have percentage of price reduction going down. And then this
Ooh, I
is
love
interesting.
This one. Fun fact.
Yeah, go for it.
No, please, I love
Okay, great. Thank you. It's my favorite. At the top is new homes. New home values, median price is $505. Median resale is $450. Does it make sense? So understand, if you're in new homes, if you've not gotten into new homes, you've not explored new homes. Hey Lauren, where are you?
I'm here.
Hey Lauren, how are you? So you're going to come up and talk about new homes just a bit, but understand new homes is an opportunity for us all over the next few years. The price point's higher than it is for resale, and that's what that graph is showing. So median days on market, 300 to 499. 8 days on market, that's up a little bit. We're still down a little bit other price ranges. Make sense? Good. Area comparisons. Okay, this is where you might need your QR code because we're going to get to these little small areas. So if you've not pulled up the QR code, I would encourage you to do that. So our colorful areas, there you go. That's the map. That's where we're going. Okay, let's see. Anybody want to read that for me? Great. At the top, we have Cherokee, North Cherokee, South Cherokee, Forsyth, Cummings. That's the top red. We have Vinings, Cobb, Smyrna, Northwest Cobb, North Cobb, Central Cobb, East Cobb is the blue underneath that. Dunwoody, Brookhaven, Decatur, Tucker, DeKalb, that next green. And then we have Roswell and Alpharetta, this brownish. Then we have Gold, Sandy Springs, Buckhead. This guy's Midtown, South Atlanta, and then Gwinnett. And then we have the green is Douglasville, East Paulding, so west. So numbers sold, where are we selling more houses? Gwinnett. Gwinnett's still the winner right now. So numbers sold right now is Gwinnett.
Chicken dinner.
Percentage change in numbers sold. This is an interesting graph, and this is the graph that shows you that people are moving out of Metro Atlanta. So the red is saying that the percentage of change in numbers sold has decreased 25% or more. And the green shows that it's at level or increased. Okay? So you can see people are coming out of the city into the surrounding areas. Yeah.
You know, this graph and the bar graph before it are really correlated to new construction as well, because this is where builders can buy land. And there's a correlation to those two things and what's happening in this as well. Because there's just no more land to build on in these red areas.
That's a great point. The affordability, right, as you move out, 100%.
First-time home buyers are priced out of the market.
Yes.
Unless they go.
So I would include this graph in a buyer's consultation right now. If you do not have something like this in a buyer's consultation, when they're talking about, hey, you want to live, well, this is what the demographics are showing, what are your needs, what are you looking for? It's just a good point to show kind of what we have, what we see going on. People moving out of the metro area. Distressed sales, there's none. Okay, there's still none. Okay, median sales price. Average, let's see, the red is under 325,000. The green is $1 million or more. Makes sense, right? So the blue, I feel, is where the opportunities are for a lot of growth. So the 300 to 400,000, and then also that northwest area to the city, the 400 to 500,000. Those are some opportunities that maybe you want to tap into, get to know those markets a little more, especially you have some first-time home buyers, some ones who maybe are under that 400, 500,000 price range. Median sale price by area. We have the top guy is 1.2 million in
Midtown.
Midtown. Then 1.1 is Sandy Springs. And
Look
then
who's beating that.
what is going on at
It's
Vinings?
Vinings.
What's going on?
I will say, I think Vinings and Smyrna is like the best kept secret. Like, it
Vinings had 2 sales.
It's 10 by 10 houses.
It is
Well,
small,
I mean, yeah,
yes.
but it's still really expensive houses. So,
Right.
so yeah, so that secret's out now. So cars, just let you all know that Smyrna and Vinings.
Okay, so Vinings and Smyrna are the worst best kept secret in the city, okay.
So that's what's going on there. But you can see just on average at 455, Gwinnett, you're in the 400s to 500 range.
Gwinnett is the fastest growing county in the state of Georgia at this point.
There you go. So
I was gonna say, this is also really great for your first-time home buyers. If they don't know where to look, or they feel overwhelmed by the market, right? Have that conversation. Find out if they're obtaining financing, figure out their budget, and you can give them an overview, right? So if it's not dependent on schools or job, and they are just looking, especially for your transplants, this is a really good overview of price points in the city.
So are you saying that it's really good to have good buyer consults before you start taking them?
Yes! All right,
What?
What a
Buyer's
concept.
consult? What is that?
In a skill-based market, we have those.
That's crazy. So hey, listen, guys. If you've gotten your license in the past 2 years, there's these things called buyer's consultations and listing consultations. Ask an experienced agent. They're really cool. You should try it.
And if they don't do them, ignore them and find another agent.
Exactly. And for those who are experienced agents, if you've forgotten how to do them, you need to do them again.
Yes.
They're coming
Hey,
back. I
hey,
promise. Percentage of change in median sales price. Again, 10% or less in change. You got that south little quarter right there, and then 35% or more change in median sales price. Yet again, you can see where the growth is happening. Change in median sales price.
Look at Vinings.
That's that Vinings. I'll tell you
All
what.
3 houses.
Best kept secret.
The one house that sold was up 60.
Seriously.
From last time.
The Midtown-ish area has 29, 31%, 24%. And Cherokee is kind of leading
Yeah,
back.
East DeKalb's at 30.4%.
Go Viney.
Days on market, we're averaging 8. We have Midtown-ish,
Southwest Atlanta.
South Atlanta on the higher end of that. And then sales price, if there's original list price, we're looking at, it looks like the over list price, we're looking at Roswell, Alpharetta are leading the pack, and then we have Cherokee's southwest side are up that way.
And I think the same thing, we've been talking about migrating, we've been talking about patterns, right, new builds, everything, so you're seeing prices actually go up. So you could have someone who entered the market a few years ago thinking that they would be able to buy a house for substantially less than if they went into the market now, right? So you might have someone that says, okay, my budget's $750, let's go ahead and look out. They pull up a new build and it might be $1 million, 1.2 or higher. So managing those expectations is going to be really important. We're coming.
Resale.
They need to go to Dallas.
Incidents of price reductions.
That's the only place you're going.
The most price reductions are happening within Sandy Springs, Buckhead,
Yep.
in Midtownish area, and then Vinings, of course. Whatever's going on in Vinings. Percentage of sales with multiple listing periods. Not really. You're looking at your more luxurious market when you see it this peak with Sandy Springs.
Oh, look, Vinings.
Which
highest
which
number.
also goes back to
Go
price it
Vinings.
right the first time, so there are not multiple listings. Wait, can we go back to that one? If I was looking for expireds, I would actually be looking in these areas because there's clearly a lack of skill. So I would literally be targeting them
More
specifically and having the conversation that says,
sellers.
Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time. I'd love just 15 minutes to show you how I get homes sold. Would this day and this time or this day and this time be better for you? Go get them, right? Take that skill and go get them.
Yeah. The opportunity for lead generation actually working right now is incredible. So expires for
Wait,
some
does that mean
all
we
that
have
stuff.
to do lead
It's an
generation?
incredible thing. It's this thing called lead generation. You all should try it. It's a lot of fun. It helps grow your business if you want it. So months of supply, June 2022. Same story we've been telling. There's just not much supply anywhere really. Peak-ish 2 months of supply, kind of the south part of Atlanta. Months of supply, yet again, same situation. Total failed listings, we've gone over this a little bit. The most failed listings right now are in Midtown, and then Sandy Springs and the Buckhead. So, should you wait to buy or sell a home?
No. Why not?
Because you're not that smart.
Prices are still going to go
Gary
up.
Keller, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Realistically, we're going to have most likely at least 2 more interest rate increases, right? So now is the best time, and now is when we're sitting at unicorn market. It's a great time to sell, and I can help you buy without having to overpay the same way you would have had to do it maybe 60 days ago. This is a sweet spot in the market, right? So any of that fear, anyone that took themselves out of the game 60 days ago, 30 days ago, call them back. Right? Beginning of the year, if they were afraid, call them back. Now is a great time to get them reinvested in the market.
Yeah. This is your opportunity. I'm going to keep on screaming it until you guys understand this is your opportunity. If you've been waiting for a market for you to take a ton of market share, this is it. Welcome. Start running. Run as fast as you can right now because we don't know what the market's going to be 6 months, 8 months from now. But you have an opportunity right now to really grow your profit.
Kick off my heels and start running.
Let's do it. So scripting wise, should I wait to buy my home?
So just as we said, no, right? Interest rates are going up. We don't know what the market's going to look like 18 months from now. If you've got a crystal ball, I would love to borrow it. So what we can afford 6 months from now is not what we can afford today. So let's take advantage of today's market and get you in your dream home.
That's it. And then should I wait to sell my home?
Absolutely not. Buyers are still in the market, right? We've actually seen with the uptick of inventory that they have a better chance. Okay, so let's take advantage of the market now before today's buyers become tomorrow's stay-at-home renovators.
Oh, I like that.
Does that sound good? Yeah.
Whoa.
Good deal. All these scripts, all the deliverables, we'll have to you by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Is that right, Stephen? It is now. So by 2
We love you, Stephen.
2 o'clock, we'll have those out to you guys. So thank you, Cara. Isn't she amazing? Cara, come on, Angie. Let's hear about commercial.
Yay!
What's going on in the commercial space? What's
Well,
up with
oh,
commercial?
hold on. I
Okay,
gotta
where you
give-
going? You're going over there? Okay.
Thank you.
Are you handing out jewelry?
No, she
Is that
dropped
part of
it.
commercial?
She dropped it, and Lisa figured it out.
Okay.
3 things I think that are really going on in commercial. Revitalization, which I like to say reinvent. I reinvented myself after my kids went to college, and everybody's reinventing themselves.
They are. This is the time.
Reinventing the work week, reinventing downtowns, reinventing office space. I mean, everything's changing. Electric vehicle hub, huge for Georgia, and industrial space is still huge in Georgia. So revitalization of downtown areas. If you've never been to Cumming, you should get out. I went and showed property in Lawrenceville, which I have not been to downtown Lawrenceville in a while. It's adorable. I mean, there's a brewery, there's breweries everywhere, everybody everybody's reinventing their downtown, and I think that's related to the fact that people are working at home, and so now you've got more people wanting to go have lunch in their little town, because they're not commuting to office space every day. So all the downtowns are reinventing themselves and are very expensive to lease space, which is, it's changing the commercial arena a little bit. Retail malls, if anybody has been watching Stranger Things.
Yes, yes. Stranger Things, season 4, I finally finished, so now we can talk about it. So.
Anyway, all the malls are being reinvented, revitalized. Everything's going to mixed use. You're getting townhomes, retail, restaurants, so everything's changing. Revitalization of office space. Office space is changing. We're using it differently than we used it before the pandemic. A lot of people are downsizing their office space, but a lot of people are keeping their office space. They're just
reworking
it. Thank you.
Adding more people to it.
Yeah, they're just
Repurposing
repurposing it, like the whole WeWork thing, everybody's, because you are going down to where people are working 3 days in the office, 2 days at home, and some days they need, just like we do, some days you need a big conference room, some days you just need a little single space. So everything's being reworked. And we talked about this earlier today. In residential and commercial, outdoor space is key. I mean, hadn't you told your clients, if you don't have some kind of outdoor space, it's harder to sell the house. Everybody wants that pop of wow outside, including office space. Electric vehicle hub, yay Georgia! Woo! It's so big, in fact, that Atlanta Business Chronicle is having August 11th on Thursday in the morning. They are having a meeting. Join us for a conversation on what the EV investment means for Georgia's economy and how Atlanta businesses can benefit. Anybody can go. It's a big deal. And whether you realize it or not, that trickles into residential. There's going to be neighborhoods built around these things. You've got these huge 2,000 acres near Covington mega sites that are sprouting up in and around Georgia, and it's huge for us. I mean, it's a good place to be in real estate, whether you're in commercial or residential. A lot of jobs coming, and with these two, even more jobs are created, because you've got electric mobility parts that need to supply these two. So
when you see numbers like this, a general rule of thumb is 5x. Because it's this company that's hiring 8,100 jobs. How many mechanics will need to be attached to this company? How many other suppliers need to come in? How many family members will be part of this? So if you see 8,100 jobs, 5x that, and that's usually what the economic impact is of that area. So think that many more people will be coming into the area. Also, investor opportunity. When you hear things like this announced, what should you be talking to an investor about potentially doing? Buying land as much as you can around these places, right? Because it's going to skyrocket over the next 5 years. But yeah, sorry.
Industrial space, there's still a strong demand. Around Savannah, there is 0.1% of available industrial space. And Seaport 16 Trade Center, which is 5 miles from the Hyundai site, is putting in $7.1 million worth of industrial space.
Square feet.
Square feet, sorry. It's a great time to be in Georgia and to be in real estate.
That's it. So understand.
Oh, wait, I was gonna say one little thing. I forgot to tell y'all this, which I didn't know, and I thought this was really cool. And some of you, I'm sure, know and can give me more information, but the whole mall thing being revitalized, Market by Macy's, has anybody been to that?
Yes.
There's one in McDonough, there's one in Snellville, and there's gonna be a Swanee location. I mean, all the stores are reinventing themselves. And the Market by Macy's is really cool. It's just a little Macy's that makes it more convenient to shop instead of some big store.
Love it. Thank you, Angie. So understand the fact that anything that's happening with commercial directly impacts residential, okay? Find out where these places are moving. Find out what's going on and research those areas as much as you can to help give your folk a leg up. Luxury, quickly, KDB sold 22.4% of all the homes in the luxury market in Q2. 22.4%, got it? So for those out there saying that they do the most luxury, the hell if you do. We did 22.4% of all the luxury market in Q2. Got it? KDB luxury homes sold 175,000 plus 1.1 is that 1,174. 1 million plus 464. 2 million plus 44. 3 million plus 8, and then 4 million. We didn't sell anything in Q2 with that.
Is that just for the quarter?
That's just for Q2. Yep. Luxury median days on market, 15 days on market at 750,000 to a million to 2 million is 27 days. Here is the key, okay? As you climb into this luxury space, it becomes a buyer's market. Got it? So if you're working with anyone who has a house over $1.5 million, you need to have consultations as if it was a buyer's market. You need to have price reductions in that conversation on the front end during your seller consultation because they are in a buyer's market. Got it? Anything north of 3 million is 100% buyer's market at this point. Got it? So luxury space, if you're in that space, you've got to temper their expectations and help them realize that they don't have as much leverage as they think they have just because their friends sold their house, their $750,000 house for $50,000 over. They can't sell their $3 billion house for the same percentages. So how to communicate to sellers 1.5 million above? It's a seller's market. I'm sorry, it's a buyer's market. So temper the conversations and help them understand that we're not gonna, it's not gangbusters like it was 6 months or even a year from now in that market. Hey, Lauren, how are you? Give a hand for Lauren. Let's talk about new homes. What's going on with new homes? New homes division.
Hey guys, we're building new homes.
We are. We're building a lot of new homes. So new homes start, this is national numbers we're looking at right now. New homes start, we're at 1.1 million new homes start projection-wise to the end of the year. This is an annualized projections, 1.1 million kind of per month. And then this is new homes sold. Annually projection right now 732 homes sold.
So, quick question, why are 1 million homes projected to start but only 730 plan to sell?
Because they don't get listed.
They don't finish, it's a rolling measure, right?
Yeah.
They may have started them, but they don't finish them, it's taking longer to build
And you
homes.
don't even know
Right.
when you can close
Yeah.
it because supplies.
And in
Yeah.
larger communities, they're only listing about 3 homes to get you in. They're not paying plus fees on the 1,000 homes
Right.
I saw this weekend
Right.
in those neighborhoods.
We'll see that in days on market, because what happens is they list that one home and the days on market are gonna look really high, but that doesn't mean that's accurate for days on market for the community, so.
So new homes sold monthly-ish projection-wise, 696,000. Kind of, they're tempering it per as the month goes along. These are annualized numbers. So new home sales price range-wise, this is Michael. This is local, right? Q2 local. So between 300, 500,000 sells 482, which was down 27%. However, after that 500,000 bar, things take an uptick. So, Lauren?
Yeah, we talked about this in the overall sales before, that there's a downtick in everything below 500,000. And do we remember what the median price point for Atlanta is? 435, remember that from the slide earlier? 435 is the average resale price. What is the the median? What is the median sales price for new construction?
550.
It's 505. And so what's happened is you can no longer buy new construction in these price points except for very far out areas. So they are actually building, the builders are building in the higher price points now. So what you're seeing here is a change in price range in Atlanta, which is quite a big deal.
The only cautionary tale I would say of this, if you have if you're working with a buyer in that luxury space, just make sure that temper yet again their expectations to how many they're building. That they understand that it might sit a little bit longer on the market over that 1.5 million range. Days on market, yeah.
Quick question. On the last slide. Are these numbers for single-family detached or attached and detached? Because I know you can still get townhomes in that price range.
Right, and you can still, we're talking about how many overall in general compared to the second quarter of last year.
Yeah.
These changes in numbers are based on the second quarter of last year, so I don't know if these are including the attached, but it's still.
These are single.
the same,
Single,
family.
yeah.
Yeah, but it would be quarter over quarter, so we're comparing apples to apples there, so.
Days on market, we're looking at 15-ish days on market, 3 to 500,000, 500 to 750 at 15 days on market.
But just like Lisa said, it's a misnomer that may not be accurate for what's happening in that neighborhood,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, these numbers, I mean, anybody who's done new construction, you know you're not gonna be closing in 15 days. So, yeah, or they get.
Not even
getting
our
things.
resale.
Yeah, so one of the things that we touched on just a second ago was the supply chain. What, have you guys been hearing about the supply chain? You guys?
All the time.
Supply chain, what are y'all hearing about supply chain?
Still can't get
Cost
off
of
the
goods
stuff.
coming down.
Yeah, so
At
at our
Can't
peak,
get windows.
can't get windows, well. You can go Home Depot and get windows, but the builders can't get windows, yeah. So what we're looking at is the lumber supply numbers at the highest, we're about 14,000, this is, you know, or 1,400. This is the commodity numbers, and at this moment, we're at 566. So we are down about 60% from the peak of what we saw with the top prices. So and it's about down 3% just for this year, 2022. So that tells us that there is a little bit of loosening in that market. It still has supply chain issues, but a lot of the established builders and people with direct lines, they now have a little bit of a cushion that they didn't have last year. Does that make sense? So it's still tight, but it's not undoable. Yeah.
Are we seeing overall timelines with a lot of these communities relatively staying the same, or some hitting the brakes in terms of completing projects or starting projects based on what's happening?
Well, we've seen an uptick in new starts, but at the same time, they're cautiously, you know, we do not have the starts that we had in 2004, 2005, where they just began with reckless abandon. And part of that is the communities that are allowing new construction are more conservative in giving out their permits. They're trying to control the growth, as well as the builders being cautious because they don't have the laborers and the supply that they've had in past years.
Well, they've increased the commission they're paying, so I know they're.
Yeah, they have increased commissions, yeah, we've seen all those posts, yeah.
With these new home starts, are these new home starts with spec homes, or the days of people being able to make selections and things like that?
We are seeing some spec homes, but we are not seeing spec communities, right? So they are building a couple of homes in communities, but not whole entire communities where you can just pick the house you want. It's still waiting on contracts for most of the dirt to start.
Do you know the prices for rentals in these, you know, if somebody wants to just
There
purchase
are a
them
lot of
and-
people that are coming into new construction and turning them immediately into rentals,
yes.
but I don't have the numbers on that.
There's whole communities like that.
Yes.
So if we want to know more about new homes, where do we go?
Yes, so we have 3 ways that you can connect with us. We have a Facebook page, First Atlanta New Construction. So just, I check it every time somebody requests to join it. It's a resource for you to where to look at new homes, what incentives are happening, conversations. We are also doing a monthly mastermind, the first Wednesday of the month from 1 to 2 here. We are not doing August because it'll be the first week of school, but we are doing it in September. And our very own Jeff Buckweitz from Atlantic Bay is talking about lending options for your client going into new construction. And that could be construction to perm, that could be working with builders versus their preferred lenders. He's talking about the whole gamut of it, and that will be September the 7th. And then we also have we have 3 CE classes coming up through the end of the year. The next one is gonna be August the 10th from 10 to 1 p.m. We have partnered with McMichael and Gray, and they have designed CE classes based around how we can sell more new construction and how you can be of value to your client because you're gonna know more walking into new construction than the average agent. So we have a lot of things. Connect with us on Facebook.
Thank you, Lauren. So, just want to share with you guys yet again that we are here as a resource to you. Our entire day leadership team is spent creating resources for you so that you can do your job easier and get more business. So a few things that we've introduced over the past few months. We have now our official Keller Williams website is live, right? So go to kdbsandysprings.com. You will be impressed. You will be impressed. All of your agent sites are there as well now. We'll talk about the branding in just a second. We also have KW Leverage Solutions that we've launched. So if you would like to partner with Hello Leverage, we have a partnership with them now to give you basic contract to close at a reduced fee. So make sure that you take advantage of that. And then also the Lead Advantage. It's a lead source platform that we have internally. It is finally up and going. Got some back end issues with Boomtown, but now things are rolling. So if you're interested in that, let us know. We'll have another training probably next week for that. A few things that we do want to share with you that we have going on. We have a Branding Your Business class coming up. Steven, what's going on with that? Welcome, Steven.
Exactly that. So we're talking about, going from a speed-based market to a skills-based market. So now is the absolute perfect time to hone in on your personal brand messaging and those foundational elements. So this course is going to walk you through every single component of what it means to create a brand with purpose and intention. So with that being said, we'll be diving into it's not up here, but we'll be diving into your personal mission, vision, value statements. We'll be running a brand audit with your current, platform of what you have running, so you understand what you're currently doing and putting out there, who your target market and audience is, and how your message can hone in specifically to them to reach them and resonate with them to kind of really with that next level of marketing to hone in on your skill sets that differentiate you in the current marketplace. So it's a 5-week course that really dives into workshop style that you'll be able to personally work on it, but also work with the awesome agents that we have here too to brainstorm together really what helps differentiate you in the marketplace.
So if you're looking to basically sharpen your brand and really hone in on what your brand is, this is a 5-week course to help you do that. Right?
Is it daily or?
It is every single day
course.
at 7 a.m. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weekly course.
Once a week you'll meet for a few hours or so for that.
So the goal is it's built where we make the most of our hour or so that we meet together, and it gives you kind of the homework and everything that you need to then take to kind of build those elements that when we meet again, you have everything kind of laid out.
How many weeks? And when does that start?
It's a 5-week.
5 week.
Yeah.
We're starting.
We're starting in September. So so we're gonna let Mega Camp pass, and then right after Mega Camp it start up.
So this also we're going to limit the amount of people in this because Steven is bringing his expertise, and we want to pour into this limited amount of people on the front end. And then as we have classes later, we'll grow from that together. So the course itself, 5 weeks. $249 for the 5-week course. You'll be working with an expert to refine your brand. So if you've not done that recently, you've not done that ever, this is it. Okay, so reach out to Steven today, get on that list, and we'll start a waiting list for that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, just shoot me an email. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you, Steven. And then Katie, what's going on, Coach Kate?
Please, stay seated, please. Weird person. Why does she do that? Okay.
Hey, Kate.
Hello.
Coach Kate, what's up?
Hi.
How are
Who
you?
wants to make more money?
Yay!
I'm weirded out that there's not more hands. Okay. Who wants to make the same amount of money but work less? Yay! Who doesn't know where their hands are? Yay! Goodness. Okay. Great news. We have a new opportunity coming to Keller Williams First Atlanta. So similar to the productivity coaching program for newly licensed agents, we now have an awesome thing called momentum coaching. Coaching, yay. So we've identified it's weird. We've identified 2 agents from top teams in the office to be awesome coaches for anyone that has done about 5 deals a year to about 15 deals a year. Who falls in that category?
Yeah!
Okay, good. Who again does not know where their hands are? Are we awake? Like, the food is here, don't worry, we'll feed you soon. Awesome. So what that looks like is going to be weekly small group things. It's going to be weekly one-on-one things. It's going to be tracking and accountability and training, things like leads, different resources, etc. So kind of that second level of agent after that productivity coaching level that we already have going on at the office. If you are interested, say yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. You don't qualify, and that's okay. So everyone else in the room, yay. Next Tuesday, 2 p.m. in the main training room, we're going to do an info session. Come meet the coaches. Come figure out, Katie, how much does it cost? Sure, you get to come here next Tuesday to figure it out. And what all you are going to be gaining from this. Questions, comments, emotional outbursts.
Brilliant. Thank you, Coach Kate. Yay! Hey, Coach Kate, what else do you do in your spare time? Hey, what else do you do in your spare time? What kind of coach are you?
I do both.
She's a bowl coach. There are only 30, how many? There's like, let's say 40. There's only 40 bowl coaches in the entire Keller Williams. There's like 4 billion people in Keller Williams now. I don't know how many. Like 200,000. 200,000. So there's only 40 bowl coaches, and she's one of them. So you are amongst her. And we may be doing bowl just with First Atlanta in October.
We are doing bowl with just First Atlanta October. Don't worry.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
I'm not
just
your
First
coach.
Atlanta.
Don't worry.
Just us and First Atlanta. Maybe doing bowl, but you'll hear more about that in just a bit. So we are here to help you grow. We want to see your business grow. We want to see you grow as people. We want to see you grow. That is what we do day in and day out. Create these things. There's a whole laboratory of things that we have going on in the background that we'll be bringing to you over the next several months. If you need anything, we're here. If you need time with me, come talk to me. Come talk to Cara. Whoever you need to talk to help your business grow. Understand, we are a resource. We're not going to hound you to help you grow your business. We will be here as your support, though. Okay? So if you need something during this transition, we're here. Okay? We love you, we appreciate you, and I thank you guys so much for coming today. Real quick, Rachel, what's going on at Topgolf? When?
August 9th, a couple weeks away, is we're doing an afternoon at Topgolf from 1 to 3.
Ooh.
I posted it yesterday on the Facebook page, an email will go out. I need RSVPs sooner than later. And how do you RSVP? You're gonna Venmo me.
Woo! How much is it?
It's $25. All the food and drink will be provided by amazing vendors, Supreme Lending, McMichael and Gray, and Campbell and Brannon. So it's $25 for 2 hours of golf and all the food and drink you can have.
Whoa.
$25.
Worth it.
Don't trust me, it's Rachel Serlin. There's only one.
Which Topgolf?
Alpharetta. And it's so much fun Tuesday.
So,
1 to 3, so after the meeting.
yeah, mission control. So, here we go. Awesome, you guys are hungry. So, you'll hear more about that in just a little bit. There's a ton of stuff going on. Pay attention. Team meetings every week at 10:30. Join us. Yes, please make it quick. What is it?
When's Riley's birthday?
Riley's birthday.
Oh, it's today!
It's today! Riley's birthday's all day. Very good. So thank you guys. Thanks for coming to Market Matters. Enjoy your, no, hold on. There's something else. Okay.
Huge shout out to our new partner, Leverage Solutions. They provided ice cream pods.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, ice cream
Leverage
pods.
Solutions.
And lunch is ready.
Lunch is ready. Thanks for coming. We'll see y'all later.